This is Timothy R. King, MD. He is a board-certified anesthesiologist from Indiana. Uh, he dabbles in pain management. He has a practice in Indiana. I called his practice. I asked him if he prescribes medication or if he only does interventional pain management, meaning epidural injections and SI joint injections and the such, and they said no, that they recall he's never prescribed opiates, which is incredible because this gentleman serves as an expert for the Drug Enforcement Agency, which is a criminal organization. We know that now. I mean, that's they elicit prostitutes. They take bribes from fentanyl dealers. They're doing nothing about the fentanyl epidemic. The public is not stupid, DEA, okay? And because I know you guys listen here, okay? Fuck you, okay? You know what you're all about. You're a bunch of criminals. You don't even have to go to high school to be a DEA agent, okay? But in any event, getting back to Timothy E. King, Mr. King has done multiple lectures, multiple presentations. I mean, a ton of them. Some of them are about opiates, but if you look at his presentations, none of them are scientific. They're all about policy. What they are is what the government wants him to say. Now, he has had some publications. In his resume, he's had several publications. None of them are scientific. None of them are related to opiates, okay? I take that back. There was once about some kind of antibiotic that could have been scientific. But here's these other publications. Surviving in Alaska. Sleep cycles at sea. Don't sound medical to me. They sound medical to you. So I don't know what this guy is all about. I didn't know what this guy's all about. But after doing a lot of extensive research, he's a phony. He does not prescribe opiates. Now, he has this patent which states that, which basically defines how much of a prescription opiate you should prescribe, which is contradictory to FDA says, as well as the Supreme Court. They say that there's no limit, that's between the doctor and the patient. But him, without prescribing opiates, with him not being involved in any scientific papers, not only involving opiates, but involving nothing sensible or relating to pain management, he's all of a sudden an expert in the DA's eyes. Because the DA is about prosecuting doctors by whatever means possible, forcing doctors like this guy, who has horrible credentials, into testifying against doctors, making tons of money. And why do they do that? To appease the health insurance industries, to lessen the number of doctors so they can make more of a profit. For those of you who don't like doctors, I understand, but there's collateral damage on you. 600% increase in suicide of chronic pain patients. Twice the risk of all chronic diseases. Chronic pain leads to chronic disease due to chronic inflammation. So, if you don't like the doctors, don't worry about the doctors. Think about the collateral damage to you. There's over 100 million patients now suffering with chronic pain who aren't getting help. So many that I'm sure many of you know some of these people. And I talk to them all the time, and they don't feel that life is worth living. A lot of them go to the streets for fentanyl. The DA is doing nothing about fentanyl. That's on purpose. I mean, the rise in abuse and fentanyl-related deaths is so rapid, it's literally a 90-degree angle, but yet they're doing nothing. The Biden administration jokingly contributed $450 million to the opiate epidemic, yet they delivered hundreds of billions to Ukraine, and I just got wind that a lot of that money isn't used for the war effort, it's used to fund small businesses in the Ukraine. So the DA is part of a very large criminal organization. But again, getting back to this guy, Timothy King, he's a phony. He has no clue. Again, all his talks are non-scientific. They're based on what they want him to say. His credentials are horrible. he goes up on the stand and perjures himself, and of course, he's allowed to do that because he's working for the DEA, a criminal organization. If he were in any other country besides the USA, Mr. King would not only lose his medical license, he'd be incarcerated for fraud. This gentleman is committing fraud. He's not a chronic pain specialist. He's written this guidelines which go against the FDA, even against the Supreme Court, and what they say in Rouen. He just does it for the sake of appeasing the DA. The DA does it to appease the insurance industry, which is killing Americans. So, any of you out there, if you run into this guy in a jury, please, this guy is not real. He's a fake. He's a phony. He's a liar. He has no clue what he's talking about. He's not a scientist. He's not a doctor. He is a very, very wealthy politician. He is what we call a corporate doctor. So please do not take this guy serious. Have a great night.